Hello children, this is your teacher speaking. Welcome to my kitchen. Check it out. Okay, as you all know, for your next assignment you'll have to prepare a meal or a dish and create your own recipe. And as far as I can remember, most of you told me that you know how to cook, so we're going to check it. But to show you an example how your recipe must look like, I will make something today for you. And today we are going to bake. And you all know what's the difference between bake and roast. This is the difference. You bake bread and cake and stuff like that. Okay, now today we are going to bake my specialty, and this specialty is called soda bread. It is a very tasty, a very healthy bread for you. Okay, now I hope you washed your hands and that you are prepared. For this recipe is very simple. You only need 5 ingredients, and for every recipe you need ingredients. This is something you have to be very careful, okay, to prepare the ingredients. Okay, so for this recipe you will need, okay, white flour, 200 grams of white flour. Then you will need another type of flour. So we have 2 types of flour. Okay, this flour is called wholemeal flour, also 200 grams. And as you can see, it is a little bit different than the white flour. White flour is really white, and this wholemeal flour is kind of brownish. Check it out. Brownish. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Yes, thank you. My lovely assistant is filming this. Okay, so this is the second ingredient. The third ingredient is something called buttermilk. Wait a minute. Buttermilk. This is the buttermilk. Don't ask me to explain what buttermilk is. It is some sort of mixture between milk and yogurt, and it's sour. It looks like this. You will need 400 milliliters of this thing, this buttermilk. Alright. And you have to be very careful when you bake, because every ingredient has to be, the amounts have to be correct. So you have to have 200 grams of flour, of white flour, 200 grams of this wholemeal flour, 400 milliliters of buttermilk, and you mustn't put more or less. Precisely this amount. Okay, and then you will need salt, and you will need baking or bicarbonate soda. This is bicarbonate soda. It looks like drugs, but it's not drugs, don't worry. This is bicarbonate soda. It will help the bread to grow, because bicarbonate soda, salt, and this bicarbonate soda will help the bread to grow, because this bread has got no yeast, and that's why it is so healthy. Alright, now the first thing, so these are the ingredients, okay? These are the ingredients, and now you will see how it's done. The first thing we do is we have to heat the oven. Heat the oven to 200 degrees Celsius, okay? Heat the oven. And I already did that. This is my oven. This is my oven, and it's very warm. Okay. Then I will use, please, can my assistant show this? This is a dish, a plastic dish. We will mix everything in this dish. And this is my scales. My scales, where I will measure everything that I put in this plastic dish. Okay, so scales on, plastic dish on, scales on. Alright, I have to adjust it a little bit. Alright, okay, it's 0. Alright, so first we add 200 grams of white flour, and we are adding the white flour, 28 grams, 70 grams, 90 grams, 170, 203 grams of white flour. It's okay if it's 3. It's okay if it's 3. It's okay if it's 3. Okay. Then you add the wholemeal flour. The wholemeal or whole meat? No, wholemeal. Doesn't have any meat in it. Okay, so you add this wholemeal flour until it reaches a total of 400 grams, and it will happen in 5, 4, 3, okay, so 402, 401. Okay, can you see? All right. Now you add. Hello. You add a teaspoon. This is a teaspoon of salt. Check this out, magic. All right. So you add first. You use a fork, mix it a little bit. Okay. You add a teaspoon of salt. All right. Then you use this bicarbonate soda. It sounds very chemical, but it actually isn't. I think there is already a teaspoon of bicarbonate soda inside, so I'm just gonna put it all inside. All right. So it's everything. Don't laugh, my lovely assistant. Okay, and then you mix it. You don't need the scales anymore. You can put the scales here. Mix it. All right. So these are called the dry ingredients. Dry because it has no water or no buttermilk or no type of liquid of any kind. All right. And that now we mix. Okay. And then we make a little well. Come closer, come closer. You make a little well. Well means like the thing from which you take water in the countryside. So this is a little well. And then you slowly add, little by little, you slowly add the buttermilk. Okay? And then you mix again. You try to, let's say, connect. Do we say connect? All the ingredients. To mix all the ingredients. First you use the fork, but later on we will use our hand and it's going to be very sticky. Alright, so now you add a little bit more. The point is that you will need to have a very sticky dough. Now dough, I haven't written what dough is, and I will write it to you as soon as I finish this. But check it out. So we mix it. Now when you do your own recipe, you don't need to film every second of your method. You can just show us the ingredients and you can show us a little bit how you prepare it, but you don't have to do it all the time like me because I'm boring. Alright, so adding, mixing, adding, and now I will do what I like to do the most. I will put my hands in it. Now you take your hand and you start mixing. Oh, it's so soft and sticky. Can you see? Yes? Alright. Okay. Now it's not sticky enough. It is sticky, but not sticky enough. So we have to add a little bit more of this buttermilk. Maybe you will need a little bit less than 400 milliliters. You can hear it, check it out. You need to hear the sound. This is the sound of pleasure. Okay. And mix everything really, really nice. Okay. Okay. Alright, now the dough is ready. It is ready. Okay. Now what you need to do is you take a little bit of this white flour and put it on the surface, and you put your dough here. Now this is pretty much empty. Now it looks very sticky, but don't worry, it should look like this. And then you also forgot to write it. You need it. You need it. This means what I'm doing this is kneading. Alright? A little bit more. You can powder your hands with the flour. It's so cool when you have these sticky hands. You don't need to knead it for a long time, just a little bit, and don't make it too dry. Okay, this is pretty much it. This is it. This is what you need to get. Oh, where is it? Where is it? It's here. Okay. Now this is ready. Ready, and all I need to do is take my baking tray. And what is a baking tray? You will see now. This is a baking tray. A baking tray. Okay. And then I put a little bit of flour in the middle of this baking tray. I do like this. Okay. I take my soon-to-be soda bread. I put it on the tray. I tap it for good luck. And then I take my friend, Mr. Knife, and I make a cross like this. And I make a cross like this. Okay, it doesn't have to be very pretty. And I also take a little bit of this white flour and I sprinkle the white flour over the bread. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. And this is it. And now I put it in the oven for 35 minutes. 35 minutes. Now I'm taking the baking tray, oven, inside. 35 minutes. And I will see you in 35 minutes.